Hi, welcome to Mr. Otter Studio. Today I am going to show you how to cut a snowflake out of paper, and I'm just going to be using normal printer paper. I had another video like this, but I got a lot of people saying that it was too fast. So this one will be in real time. And at the end, as a special bonus for you, I'm gonna show you how to cut the snowflake. I don't know if this really looks like a snowflake, but it does look like snowmen holding hands in a circle, and that's kind of cute. So kind of cool. So I'll show you that in the very end. All you need for this is some paper, and it does need to be in a square, but I'll show you how to make it into a square. I'm just using printer paper, and then you need scissors, very important. And then optional things you can have is a pencil and a ruler. All right, once you have your supplies, let's go ahead and make this paper into a square. So to make paper into a square is pretty simple. You want to bring this side of your paper up to the top. And then I usually crease it in the middle, and then I push out to the sides. And then you're going to cut this piece off. I always do that. It's like I can't cut like that, but there we go. Since this is in real time, we're not going to speed anything up. Use this as a bookmark, something. I'm sure it could be helpful. Okay, now you want to hold it so that it's like opening towards the top. And it's closed on this side. And then you're going to take this corner over to this side. And if you're left-handed, just do like the opposite of what I'm doing. It probably will feel a little bit better. And then this is where it gets a little crazy. So I'm going to zoom in. Imagine the top of this line is divided into 3 different parts. So there's like 3 stripes on this. And so we're going to bring this corner over to that mark, making the 1/3. Or this is easier for me. I try to make the same shape here as I have here, except maybe a tiny bit smaller, because when you fold it over, it is a little bit bigger than this side. So do you kind of see how I made, maybe it's the same size. This won't fold over, we'll see. Then you're gonna fold this side over it, over the top, and that's an okay match. And if you want the lines or the folds to be a little bit flatter, you can take your scissors and just kind of run them along the crease. Or a bone folder, if you have a bone folder, or scissors work great. And then you see this line, we're just gonna cut this off. If yours doesn't look like this for some reason, just go ahead and cut across the top. Okay, now you have your shape. First, I think it's easiest to make a snowflake like this or a snowflake like this first, because there's just straight shapes and lines. So we're gonna be making a snowflake like this. And you can use a ruler if you want, but you don't have to. I'm just going to lightly draw a line, making like a stripe, just that runs all the way parallel to this side line right here. And then I'm going to make a triangle right here and draw another line going out to the very top. And this is the top. This is the part that's open. These sides are folded and this side is open. And I'm going to draw another one. Why not? And then if you want to, you could even draw one now that's going to come over to this side. So I left a big stripe in there. And you could do like a tiny one if you wanted. It's totally up to you. So basically these shapes are what we are going to not cut. And I'm just gonna put like a diamond shape in here. Okay, so we have this. Now I'm just gonna shade really quick, and normally I would speed this up, but I've gotten so many comments on the other video that I'm not gonna speed it up. I'm just gonna keep this in real time and just show you what I'm going to cut out, because that's probably the most confusing part, right? Is what to cut out and what not to cut out. Okay, do you see that? Okay, grab your scissors, and I like to cut into it like this. So we're gonna cut this top triangle out, and you'll see I'm not keeping my lines very, you could be a lot more precise than I am if you like to be precise. Okay, so we've cut that out, and now let's just keep cutting this shape out, and then we'll cut out that triangle. Okay, and then the last shape is this. So we've cut this out. Now let's cut out this triangle. And clear off all of this garbage. Now let's open this up and see what this looks like. Be careful with these because you don't want to break it. So just be gentle, open it up, and then you're just going to press it down so you can kind of see. Let's zoom out here a little bit. See what we just made. And again, just be careful. One tip that I can give you, if you want these to be flat, just put them under another piece of paper and iron it. The reason you want another piece of paper on top is because the iron could tear it, because it could kind of pull on some of these pieces that are poking up. But if you put a paper over it and iron it, it'll keep it flat. So there's our first snowflake. Pretty easy. I hope that was easy enough for you to follow along with me. Okay, let's make one maybe that's rounded. I actually think this one's pretty similar to this. So let's do something like this. Let's make a rounded one and then a snowman. So do the same steps before. I am going to talk maybe a little fast because I didn't want this to be too long. So you're gonna make your square out of whatever paper you're using. And you could use color paper. If you have origami paper, that would be awesome. And this side opens. Remember, we're gonna bring this corner over to this side. And then this part is the part that gets a little crazy. We're gonna bring this up and try to make the same shape here as we have here so that these two shapes match. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see it. Make it a little bit smaller, and I made it maybe just a little bit too big, but that's okay. And you can again use your scissors to press the crease down, cut the top off so we have a nice triangle instead of like a fox face or a cat, whatever you wanna call that. And now let's draw our shape on here. So I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit so you can see this shape that I'm gonna draw. And I'll put this here just as a reference. I think it's good to have kind of what we're trying to do. And I've heard that there are no snowflakes that are the same. So don't worry at all if yours looks different than mine. This is just like an idea. I'm just drawing like these antler-like shapes and then maybe bringing it up like that. So I just have these two weird little things right here, and you can curve them up more if you want. Like this could be curved if you think that that looks better. And then inside of it, just like I did over there, instead of a circle, I might do a heart. Just draw like half of it. And then in the bottom, this is totally up to you. So you could go kind of with this curved theme and keep everything nice and round, or you could add some sharper lines in there. It's just whatever you want it to be, and you could cut a shape out of the middle. If you want, let's just go ahead and do that. I'll just do a round. I'm just gonna put a little round area right here. And then I'm gonna add another heart that's a little bit bigger right here. And what parts do we cut off? I'm just gonna hurry up and shade it in. I'm pretty good at scribbling, so I'm just gonna scribble it in. So we don't, oh, forgot that. So we're cutting out all of these dark areas. So I'm just gonna start at the top. It's really like drawing with scissors, and why can't I remember what artist said that? It's gonna come to me while I'm doing this, I'm sure it is. The Blue Dancers, come on, I'm getting closer. My brain is not functioning for artists' names right now. And here we go. It's not Manet. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then we'll just cut out these last two shapes, and this one's rounded, kind of, as much as I could. This is gonna be an upside down heart. I think it's gonna be cool. Feel free also to cut any other shapes out of this. Okay, let's back the camera up. We need some space here, and let's see what this looks like. This is like the heart one. That's kind of nice though. Okay, to make the snowman snowflake, which is right here, first we're going to make our paper into a square, just like before. Cut off that extra piece. Use it as a bookmark. And then we're going to open it away from us. Bring the right side to the left point. And then this is the trickier part where we're bringing, let's zoom in here a little bit. So we're going to bring this side and pretend like this is divided into 3. Bring this side up to that 3rd, or try to make 2 shapes that are the same right there. Maybe just a tiny bit smaller here. And fold this side over. You can use your scissors if you want to smooth it or flatten that fold a little bit more. Should probably close them when you're doing that. Okay, now cut off the top so you have a nice flat edge. And I will show you how to draw the snowman. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see better what I'm drawing. So what we're going to draw first is 3 circles. So we're going to draw a smallish circle at the top. And we're actually drawing just half of a circle, just like a little rainbow. And then we're going to draw a rainbow that's a little bit bigger right here. And then we're going to draw a rainbow that's so big on this part that it actually comes off this shape, because we need these snowmen to connect right there. And then we just see part of this half circle on the bottom. So just kind of make an arch going up, not flat, because you want it to look like, you know, it's circled at the bottom. And these are the basic shapes for the snowman. Now let's add an arm. You could add the arm going in any direction you want. I'm just doing it like the snowman's holding a hand of another snowman. And I'm going to bring it up into there. And then he's going to be wearing, this one's going to be wearing a hat. They definitely do not have to wear a hat. So I'm just drawing like a box on top of that long, skinny rectangle. And I feel like his head should be a little bit lower because of that hat. And then basically all we're going to cut out is this and this. Oh, I always forget that part. And that. So let's just cut that little bottom part off first. Cut off this shape just under the arm. I'm changing the shape of this arm a little bit. Sometimes when you're cutting it out, you might change shapes, and that's okay. I'm just going to start with going to cut that off really quick. Take that piece out, or cut it off better. Okay, now let's move everything aside and let's zoom out so we can see what we have made. And let's take it apart. And there we have our snowman. So now what I need you to, not what I need you to do, but what I would like you to do is to cut out 3 more snowflakes and try experimenting with your shapes. Like if you want to have more geometric and sharp edges, or if you want to do something that's a little bit more organic and kind of flows a little bit more. And remember, when you're doing this, it's almost like drawing with scissors. The thing to remember is that as you're cutting out, you just want to make sure not to cut through this, or that's kind of going to be the top. So if you cut through here, it's just going to cut right through the whole thing. So that's just something to remember, is to not cut all the way from one side to another unless it's the inside shape or the top edge, because if you cut from side to side in here, you're just gonna cut it in half and it's gonna be ruined. So that's one tip. Also, if you're doing this with younger children, you could definitely simplify this by, I'm just gonna quickly show you, and I might not use this, we'll see. When I'm making snowflakes with children, I definitely make them not 6-pointed. So basically how I make it with kids is we just fold our paper in half, hot dog style. Whoops. Fold it hamburger style. So we have our 2 folded corners, and then I just fold this up. So we have our triangle shape here, and then we just cut it off here. So this is only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, I guess. And then kids can just cut out, like they could totally cut out a snowman shape. It's gonna have a really long arm, but that's okay. I'll just kind of show you what this would look like. So for kids, I definitely would do something like this where, you know, we just folded a normal piece of paper. We didn't cut anything into a square. And it's just gonna be a 4-sided kind of snowflake. But it's still 4 snowmen, kind of holding hands. I bet we could have done a better job, but I think a kid could do this anyway. Really quick, here's some ideas. So you can do organic ones, more geometric ones with like the sharp edges and straight lines. You can even make snowmen or any kind of shape, animals, whatever. There's a lot of really creative things you can do. And you can make snowflakes out of paper maybe that's not white. That's something that's kind of fun. Here's one that's really geometric. So with these kind of shapes in the middle. So experiment with it, have fun, and I hope you have. And thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.